What is up, Ravens flock? Huge shout out for your support for the 410 Sports Talk. Chance and Glenn are the best in the business. They're killing it right now. They love talking Raven talk. Make sure you go subscribe to their channel. Let's go Ravens. Big trust.
Welcome in, everyone, to another episode of 410 Sports Talk. I'm Glenn Martin here with my co-host James Haskell. And this episode, we're going to discuss a topic that's kind of been swirling around on some social media platforms about this upcoming game, specifically the Packers game, and whether or not which is the better option for the Ravens to start at quarterback: a healthy and fully able to practice Tyler Huntley, or a hobbled, maybe a limited session here and there, Lamar Jackson. So that's kind of the premise behind our show. But Jimmo, isn't this show brought to us by one of our partners here?
Yeah, one of our partners over at LinkedIn Jobs. And look, simply if you are a recruiter or a business owner or a hiring manager and you're looking to hire some quality people, the largest network of people looking for positions in this insanely competitive scenario that we find ourselves in today is LinkedIn. So go check it out right now at linkedinjobs.com. You can get a free job posting tailored to your specifications using the promo code 410. So go check it out. But Glenn, enough with the sponsor. Let's get right to it.
Let's get it.
We know what everyone's here for. This is a serious conversation. That's right. I just threw the pen. This is a serious conversation. And before we get into it, I also want to say shout out to Tyler Huntley. Saw him last night, White Marsh Mall, got his autograph. That was really cool. I had my University of Utah hoodie on, and my buddy Harry had a Tyler Huntley jersey on. He was so humbled that my buddy wore his jersey. He's like, dude, you got my jersey? Like, he was like in awe that somebody was wearing his jersey. That was really cool, really humble kid. And I told him, I said, look, dude, we've been rocking with you since way back in the day, and you were at Utah, had all the confidence in the world in you. I've been beating the drum for you since you came to Baltimore, and all you've done is deliver. So on that note, if you're asking me if I want a healthy Huntley or a hobbled Lamar, I'm flipping the coin. I'm going to hobbled Lamar. I'm going, as much as I love Tyler Huntley, and Tyler, I love you, and I hope you come on the show one day. I'm not crazy. I know what number 8 can do. I know what he's like when he wakes up. Look, the other team is in problems when he just gets out of bed the game day morning. So I'm going with a hobbled Lamar Jackson. And that might be crazy. But I know who number 8 is and what he can do even on one leg. So that's my answer to the question. What about you? Talk to me about how you're feeling, because to me, I went back and forth a little bit in my brain, but then I thought my brain, I smacked myself and was like, what are you doing? Talking about Lamar Jackson here. Now, if he's severely compromised, Glenn, then that's a different scenario. But if he can run, if he can go and play live football, not like physically run, but play live football.
Yeah.
No, you get a cortisone shot, right?
Yeah.
You numb that baby up and you roll, man. If there's no damage or concern for an injury later on, causing ligament damage or something that's going to need surgery. Obviously, if those things are the case, you shelf him. But if those things aren't the case, and it's just a pain thing, you go after that bad boy. That's how I feel about it. What about you?
Well, so here I think it's a, you said shout out to Tyler, and I think shout out to Tyler Huntley for making this even a discussion.
Yeah, that's a great point.
When you forced into a situation that he was, and you come out, the way he did and perform the way he did and give the Ravens a chance to get back in that game and darn near had a shot to have, a field goal to win it. So shout out to him for even making this a discussion. And then also what else makes this a discussion is the last 4 games, Lamar Jackson hasn't played to the level of Lamar Jackson. He's got 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in his last 3 games. And of course the last 4 games. In the 4th game, he only played a little bit of it before the injury. So he's not playing well when, before the injury. And now the thought is, or the worry is, that even if he's able to practice at some point, I doubt he'll get in a full session of practices all week. I mean, I think if we're lucky, he'll get in some limited sessions throughout the week. And then, so there's going to be some rust on there as well. So there's a lot that goes into this question. It's not like this injury occurred, after the Vikings game when he led the comeback and is throwing touchdowns and this isn't the same Lamar Jackson that we saw against the Colts, who had 4 touchdowns and no picks. This is a struggling version. So my only thing is for this particular game, I think it might just be better for the Ravens in the short term and the long term to give this game to Tyler Huntley. Allow him to practice all week as the number 1 quarterback to be involved thoroughly in the game plan, to allow Greg Roman, the play caller, to know right now that Tyler Huntley's his guy and to formulate his game plan around Tyler as his starter. That way, next week, we get a healthy Lamar Jackson back at practice. And for the last 3 games of the season where you're playing the Browns, you're playing the Bengals and you're playing the Steelers, you can't fall to 1-5 in the division and hope to win the North. So they got to win those 2 games. This game isn't nearly as important. You're playing an NFC team as it is to beat the Steelers and the Bengals after this game. So I think for the Ravens short term and long term, it's better to go with a healthy Tyler Huntley instead of the hobbled Lamar.
But what if? Okay. What if the Ravens come out? Man, I'm going to win a lot of fans tonight, Glenn. I'll tell you what, I can feel it already. They're not liking your answer. Not liking it.
I'm saying we get Lamar back next week, and for the rest of the season,
they're not liking it.
He's 100%.
They're liking it. I tell you what. I know.
Why not?
Trust me, I've been on your side. That's all I'm saying is that wait for the comments to start rolling in. I've been on your side. I understand your logic. Yeah. I understand your logic, but I'll say this. Well, the part where I feel like people are gonna start getting up in arms and getting the thumbs going in the comments is the fact that he's been struggling.
Oh, there's no doubt.
The stats are undeniable, but people are homers, and I get it, and they love themselves.
Are they homers, or are they just Lamar diehards?
And that's what I'm saying. They're Lamar homer, like they're homers towards Lamar Jackson. Is I guess
not
I
necessarily
should clarify
Ravens.
that. Yeah. So with that said, what if Lamar comes out and beats the Packers? Okay, Lamar comes out, beats the Packers. Because look, if Huntley comes out, we're not beating the Packers.
Okay.
Say what you want. We're basically saying we'll give it our best shot, but we want to get through this game healthy. By the way, Cologne Castillo. Why did I say Tyron? Tristan. He just got put on the COVID list, so there might be some other names popping
off.
As well
as Benjamin Victor, who's on the practice squad, but he's on the COVID list as well.
Right. So you got other names doing close contact. It's early in the week. It's only Tuesday as we record this video. So that's a concern, something to keep your eye on. But what I'm saying to your comments is this, is that if Lamar comes out, balls out, we beat the number 1 team in the NFC right now. Number 1 team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right now. What would that do for this team moving forward? I mean,
confidence would be through the roof.
Whew. Because I really think.
What if?
And if Tyler comes out and wins, all it does is create controversy. Doesn't do anything good. I mean, we get a W in the win column, but it's not going to do anything. It's just going to create controversy.
Well, I mean, there's some good that can come out of controversy. There's some good that can come out of the iron sharpens iron, and competition breeds greatness.
Dude, I see him out there balling out. I need to go out there and do my thing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe competition, breeds the greatness that we're used to seeing from Lamar that we haven't seen the last 4 weeks. So, man, I mean, it could be. So let's pretend that he does. I mean, I think you're right. I think even with Lamar, the Packers are going to be favored in this game, and without Lamar, of course, they'll be more heavily favored than if he was in there. But what if Tyler Huntley, for whatever reason, whether it's game plan, whether it's, the coaches draw up a perfect game plan to counter whatever the Packers are doing, whatever, if everything lines up perfectly, he has a good game and they beat the Packers, what could this mean for the remainder of this season? I mean, is it still as simply as when Lamar's healthy, he's our guy? I mean, because you mentioned controversy, Jimbo.
Yeah, controversy.
Could it ever get to that
controversy in Twitterverse?
Okay, no. But not on the team. Okay, and I agree with you. I just had to ask the question.
Okay, I was worried there, Glenn, because I was
fans are
worried
gonna
that
go
you were
crazy.
starting to get a little crazy. I expect that from other people, but not from you. That's why I was like,
sometimes I just have to propose the questions I see swirling around,
but
I
it's
do
not
that.
your opinion. It's just a
Exactly.
question.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm glad you separated yourself from that question because you want to talk about a shaky limb.
Yeah, I would not want to be out on that limb.
Shaky limb.
No, thanks.
If I've ever seen one, my gosh. No, I mean there is the only way there's a quarterback controversy is if Lamar Jackson loses the ability to use his right arm, loses, he has paralysis in his lower half, or he loses the ability to
Well,
see.
look, Clowney said that Tyler Huntley was faster, and Myles Garrett didn't necessarily refute it.
This is we might have to do a separate video for this. I don't want to get in this because the fans like me right now.
Now I'm just getting you fired up.
So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
But for me, hobbled Lamar better than a healthy Huntley.
Even if he misses all week,
all week, I don't care.
Just no practice at all. You still want him.
It's Lamar Jackson, still number 8, right?
He's still number 8, yes. But I just worry that a guy that has had no practice time and his cardio. I mean, look, he's gonna have okay, but he can't move much on his ankle. It's not like he's got
today.
It's not like he's got like a left shoulder injury where he could still hit the bike. He could still keep his cardio up. He's not going to be doing much cardio at all throughout the week because he's going to be resting his ankle and hopeful.
Yeah.
That
so I have another news flash for you.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson's never done much cardio. Ever.
That's a good point.
ever.
Naturally,
like Joshua Harris said, you got no problems worrying about Lamar Jackson becoming gym rat because he doesn't. It's not Lamar's
it's not his thing. He's a baller, but he's not a gym rat. I understand.
Yeah,
okay.
But I understand the mobility piece of it is certainly a question. Because that's a huge part of his game. But this to me is what happens. The adrenaline starts to rush. He gets some local anesthetic.
Now, what if this could lead to a further injury? What if
then you shelf him.
How could you say an ankle sprain is 100% not,
right,
of course it could get worse.
Yeah, it could get worse, but I guess what I'm saying is that if this could cause like long-term ligament damage, anything could. You step the wrong way, right? But if this specific injury has weakened or stretched or done something to a ligament to the point where it's detrimental and like right on the edge, right? Sit his butt. I get that.
Okay.
But once again, if it's just a pain thing, and because to me a sprain, it like, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to make any declarations. If it's just a pain thing,
get out on that limb.
No, not. I'm going on no limbs tonight. I'm staying with number 8 under center under any circumstances except for.
I'm disappointed in you, Jimmy.
No, I let you walk out on that limb tonight. You're taking healthy Huntley. I'm taking hobbled Lamar. Let us know what you guys think. We're excited to see your response. Certainly, it is a topic worth having. And Glenn, you might have said it best. Shout out to Tyler Huntley for making this video an actual topic.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't ask for anything more from your backup than that. So let us know what your thoughts are, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.